What's up, guys? It's MamaDeadHead, and I am back with another reaction to The Walking Dead. So, this is Season 10, Episode 11, and it is titled Morning Star. And the synopsis is, the Whisperers are coming for Hilltop. After Daryl and Lydia's encounter with Alpha, the communities must decide whether to run or fight. Meanwhile, Eugene's communication with Stephanie gets complicated, so we have confirmation. It is Stephanie. Well, I don't know if this was confirmed before, but this is like news to me for some reason. Maybe I've just been like really in a funk these past few months and like didn't notice, but name dropping Stephanie is big for me. I'm here for it. I'm excited. I would imagine that it would get complicated. She's pretty secretive, so if anything were to go down or like anybody else answer, like maybe oh man, I forgot someone was up there with Eugene. Nabila was up there with Eugene, so if like she would answer or something, that could go downhill. Now, as far as Stephanie goes, I do want to say this because I know that it's going to be in this episode. I don't know if there's going to be like a lot of war in this, because it says the Whisperers are coming for Hilltop. This scene looks like they're in war, but not like active war, like they've been in battle for a long time, if that makes sense. I see Eugene, Rosita, and Aaron in this picture. Yeah. Now, since, like I said, I think something comes up in this, I still don't think the Eugene and Rosita thing is real. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just in like really bad denial. I don't think that it's going to be as black and white as they kiss and live happily ever after. At least I hope not. I know that I'm a big comic fan, but I think that this couple of people, not like couple, are very different from their comic book counterparts, and I'm not going to put this lightly. I don't like Eugene with Rosita. I just don't. She said no. She's been in countless other relationships. She has a whole family going on. I don't want them together. I just don't. Not to say that he doesn't care about her. I think that he does. I think he cares to a fault. And I think that if he was in this relationship with her, that he would... Bella. That he would lose himself in it. And I don't want that for Eugene fans, even though I'm not exactly one. And I just don't think that it would be healthy for her, because she needs a very, like, strong, confident person to hold her down. And I don't think that that's Eugene. Now, however, I'm a massive Eugene and Stephanie fan. If you were my friend, or, like, if you were my friend and comic friend around the time that those two happened in the comics, you know that I was sending messages to everyone. I love them. I love when they met, or, you know, actually got to meet. I love when they got to... I was all for it, because I think that they are a perfect fit. Like, they mesh so well. Eugene is borderline creeper with Rosita, and I'm just not down for that. I don't like the watching her breastfeed. I don't like the watching her have relations with somebody else. It's just not something I'm into. And for apparently years and years and years, Rosita has also not been into. So I don't want it to happen now. As far as what's going to go on war-wise, I figure that, sorry, one of my cats is being weird. Hey, Zeke! He just like walked up to the dog and started licking his head. And Rose is like, what's going on? Anyway, sorry. So, I don't know, like, full-on war is going to happen in this. It says Whisperers are coming for Hilltop, and the sneak peeks made it sound like this is like a lead-up. So, I'm sure that we're going to see some action, and I'm betting on some big deaths in the story arc that haven't exactly happened yet. I guess Jesus is technically, like, the first one. And I know that we've had a lot, like, Pike-wise, but as far as this arc goes, there are more big deaths to come. So, like, big deaths. Like, this arc in the comics has so many deaths, and at least one of them, I don't see them skipping over. One of them, I guess they could, or maybe they could do it with, like, a much smaller character, but there's more to come, to say the least. So, I'm excited to get this started. Before I full on get it started, I want to give a special shout out to Sam Miller. They have been commenting on literally all of my content, and I can't tell you how much that means that, like, this person watches everything. I've been going through some stuff lately, not feeling up to everything, and I was wanting to get back to like normal reactions this week, but the beginning of the week was very busy, had many things to do. Atina's sick, and then Thursday I had 2 more fillings, and my face still very much hurts. So I don't know exactly how big my, discussion at the end of this is going to be. I already talked for like 5 minutes, 6 minutes. So, I guess I should just go ahead and get started before I'm like super sore in the morning. But I've just been going through a lot, and it makes me really happy when I see comments from like the same people on everything. It's cool if you come here for like Walking Dead or Star Wars or Into the Badlands or whatever, but when you comment on everything and like follow me, like not necessarily the show, it really means a lot. So yeah, I genuinely appreciate you just supporting me, because it does mean a lot more than you guys know. Now, the only time that I don't respond is like if it's negative. I don't really want to put my energy into that, or if I have like heavy on predictions and it's maybe past like spoiler time, because it can get really spoilery towards the end of the week. I won't read comments, or I'll have somebody else read them, but for the most part I do read everyone's comments, so just know I'm watching, and if I see repeated names, I will likely know and appreciate. So I guess let's go ahead and get this started. Bella is going to be in this reaction, I'm sure. She wants to be in everything. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this started. I feel like everyone's going to die. I feel like everyone is going to die, and I'm scared. And if nobody dies in this one, then like 10 people are going to die in the next one. So I'm just... Okay, let's go ahead and get this started. Thank you so much, guys. Let's hop into the reaction. Wait, what? Putting sap? Why? Huh. Okay, a lot of sap. What is sap used for? Ooh. Exactly what they're both into. It does. You know what? Just because nobody does, I ship them. This show is doing a great job of like making it hard to tell if he's on like their side for real or what. I'm down if he is though. I think it's cool. Now where's Negan? Yes! Whisper Negan! Earl! I'm so scared he's gonna die. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. There's gonna be some problem with Earl.
Never seen him. Earl.
I respect it. I respect him. Man, I have this place in my heart for Earl. Might be safer in that cave. Jeez. No!
Hello? Who is this?
Rosita didn't know, Eugene.
Terrible.
She didn't know,
You
though.
just made me break my promise.
She didn't know.
Now go! You said mean something. You
Earl.
have a better way to go.
Yeah.
I want to fight.
What are you doing?
He has on the hat. He has on the hat. Oh my god. Oh, he has on the hat. That was the cutest thing. Oh shit. Maybe Negan is on their side.
What?
I'm so scared.
Come on now, people! Do whatever you need to get your heads on straight.
Come on, Earl.
This is gonna be...
Go away. It's a pimple. No! Ezekiel, you deserve so much better. She didn't even like want you to be happy when you guys were together. Whenever you did like happy, fun stuff, she was always like so disapproving. I want to cry. They love him so much.
Lost your sense of humor.
No, I haven't.
I don't think she ever really had one.
I left
I just don't want to see him hurt. Like, oh no, this is where it happens.
Do you want to kiss me?
No. 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 Don't do it. No! No! No. Okay. Liddy be like, bitch, get away from me. I mean, last time she saw her, she did hit her, so. Ew, really? I hate smoking.
Save us.
I'm allergic to something in cigarettes. Tobacco. Feel more bad for Lydia, to be honest. Losing something you love is terrible, but also, like, never having something you loved, except for probably Henry.
I'm an ass.
Oh shit, what the fuck? What the fuck?
What was that?
That was the weirdest shit I've ever seen. What? My best friend. Yeah, because she's my best friend.
Well, yeah, proverbial BFF.
Thank you!
7 Rail Yard, about a mile south of the Kanawha River. 1 week.
Yay. Oh, is he not gonna cover up his cancer anymore?
We,
No, he's not. It's a pimple. It's fine.
no, I got cancer.
Will we see him going out later?
I can type.
No.
I know you can.
This is all like very nerve-wracking.
I'm never gonna hate you.
Just be vastly disappointed in you. Where's Earl? My babies! Is Earl out there? I didn't see him. Maybe he's like manning a catapult. Yeah, that was unique. I'm glad they put that in. I'm like so scared! I don't know how much is left, but I'm like terrified. Oh man, so many characters I love in like here right now, and I'm not about this life. Please don't fade to black. Like, oh my god, I'm fucking scared! Is that Earl? I'm so scared for Earl. Go, Gamma, go! Mary. No! Don't like it. Oh my god! Okay, what the fuck is this for? I'm so confused. Slingshots? Full sap? But why? That's why they look so fucking wet in this picture. Oh, is it fucking flammable? Holy shit. I don't know why they connect that. I am stupid.
Part of my wood.
Holy shit. You're bad.
What is happening? Oh my god! Like, what? I am gonna shit in my pants. Oh my fucking god. No! No! Oh, Alright guys. So that episode is over. I am gonna die. I don't. That ending is so flustering because holy shit. I am at a loss for words. It seems like everyone is literally going to die. Okay, so let's save, like, maybe death predictions or, like, the ending portion of this in war for last. Let's talk about stuff that happened in it. The first thing that I'm going to cover is King Ezekiel and Carol. I mean, I'm pretty sure I made it pretty clear in my reaction. I don't like it. I don't like it. When they were together, I've never been a Carol fan. And I know that's not something that I talk about, like, at, like, length. I know that a lot of people are unhappy with her now, but I've never really been a fan of hers. It goes, like, you know, way back to the start. And I talked about this a little bit in the reasons why I don't like Daryl video. The only time that I was okay with Daryl was a time that, like, literally started my dislike of Carol. Now, I have mad respect for her, like, getting out of that abusive relationship. Ed is, like, the worst human on the planet, and it's awesome that she could come from that and, like, you know, progress. I think that's great. I'm not knocking that part. She's just not my cup of tea. She's just never been my cup of tea. The same thing with Daryl. So when people say now, oh my god, how could you dislike the two main characters of the show now? It's because I've never liked them. It just so happened that I never liked these characters, and they're the only ones that have survived this long. I don't know. I've just not my cup of tea. Now, regarding this situation, whenever King Ezekiel and Carol got together, I was okay with it because I think that Carol is too pessimistic. I don't think she has a sense of humor. I think that her grounding, though, was needed for King Ezekiel, who, like, always, like, thought the best of everything, always was so optimistic. And they were, like, a nice balance to each other. I don't think, this is just my opinion, people that are too alike should be together, because that just, like, it can harbor, like, really bad energy. And I've never, like I said, I'm not a big shipper. I've just been joking lately, like, oh, I ship Negan and Alpha, or, like, I ship Carol and Connie, just, like, for jokes, basically. I don't like, advocate for any of that kind of thing. I'm not gonna, like, jump down anyone's throat for a ship. But I know that Daryl and Carol is a very popular ship, and like I was saying, when two people are too alike, it can really be a disadvantage, because, like, who is really gonna, like, do a pick-me-up when they need a pick-me-up themselves? It's really hard to be there for somebody when you so desperately, like, need that within you. And I just don't think that those two that could provide it for each other. Their stories, like, they have, like, a cycle of things that they go through over and over and over. And I just don't think that they could help each other in that way. Not to say that they aren't best friends. I think that they definitely are best friends. So I was more, you know, in tune with the King Ezekiel and Carol. Now, when they split, I prefer King Ezekiel, so I'm going to be more on his side, being that I don't want him hurt. And I don't want her to just use this situation, like, for her own benefit. I don't know. I'm just personally not down for that. I don't want to see him get hurt, like, ever. Just like I'm sure that, you know, people believe the opposite. They don't want her to get hurt in the situation. So I don't like it. I don't really want them together. While they did hold each other down, I thought that she was a bit too down on King Ezekiel at sometimes. But I do think that they had a very good loving relationship, and I'm certainly not gonna, you know, knock that or say it didn't happen, because I think that it incredibly devalues both of the characters if you say that they were in, like, you know, this loveless marriage or like anything like that. I think that King Ezekiel was happy, and I think that Carol was happy. I just think that they show it in very different ways. Now, the smoking thing. Okay, so this is not because it was Carol. I'm not that petty. But I don't like smoking. Okay, I'm allergic to something in cigarettes. I don't know what it is. I'm pretty sure it is tobacco. Growing up, I had asthma. And then suddenly, I outgrew it. And suddenly, at the exact same time, the people that raised me stopped smoking. And then I think pregnancy can do some weird things to you, just FYI. And like after having Athena, well, first off, if I walked by anybody smoking a cigarette like outside a store, I would just like die of like an asthma attack. Like I wouldn't be able to breathe. And I would get like really itchy all over. I went into a gas station that had just like tobacco out, and like I couldn't breathe. So that's not Carol. That's like I really don't like cigarettes. Or like anything tobacco, anything, because I'm like paranoid I'm gonna like break out or like not be able to breathe. I know that really seemed really silly that I was like, oh my god, a cigarette. But yeah, that's I know that's like that seems like the most petty thing in the world, but I promise I'm like really allergic. I'm trying to think. Rosita and Eugene. Thank you. Thank you, Paul Robia. I'm going to say a special prayer to you tonight, because I know you did that for me. Like I said, I love Eugene and Stephanie. I want them to be a thing. I want them to happen, and yes, I'm down for this. I'm so glad that Eugene was like, that's my best friend. I can't wait for you to meet her one day, which, again, I feel is like a death omen, but I think everyone's dying, so I mean... The whole Rosita and Eugene thing, I'm so glad that that wasn't real. They didn't kiss. In some form, I was right, because it didn't happen. It wasn't like a serious, oh my god, I'm in love with you type thing. So I'm good on that front. So Eugene has a date. Very interesting. I thought having Carol and Lydia talk was interesting too. Sorry for all the ums. But I think that they kind of both needed that. So I'm down with that too. King Ezekiel and Daryl, I'm glad that they can, you know, be on somewhat level ground. Again, I know that some people are just so mad at King Ezekiel because he, like, sassed Daryl about, like, staying away from Carol. But like I've said before, you have to look at it from the perspective of a parent. It doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter if it's your best friend. If you trust your best friend with your child and they somehow get into some trouble, even if it's your kid's fault, if something happens to your kid, you're going to be like, well, what the hell? You know, like, it doesn't matter who. I mean, that even goes for, like, parents. Like, I feel like if I would, like, go to the store and Athena would, like, fall and break her arm and she was, like, home with Tony, I would be, like, pissed at him. And kids get in accidents, you know. This is obviously way more drastic. But, you know, kids will be kids at the end of the day. So I would still be really mad at him. And I'm sorry, I don't blame King Ezekiel for that. Just like I'm sure if, like, the shoe was on the other foot, people would be like, yeah, like, you tell him, Daryl. So, you know, a lot. Now, trying to think of any other interactions. Oh, the kids, Jerry's kids, all the kids, Gracie, the kids, they're so cute, and I don't want them hurt. And I know that in one of, I guess this is going to happen in the next episode, if the war is the next episode, which I hope, I don't skip that. We saw Kelly and Alden in the car with Adam. And it looked like it was just them and just Adam. So, I'm scared. Now, this whole Gamma, Earl, Adam thing, and Alden, I guess, Aaron, question mark. I do not blame Earl for a second. That is how a parent should react, and it doesn't matter blood. I'm sorry, in this situation. Now, I know that Gamma would be okay. I know that Gamma wouldn't just, like, run with him or something like that. But that is Earl's child. He has been raising that child. The biological mother is out of the picture. She left him for dead in the middle of the field. I'm sorry. And I don't blame Alden or Earl for a second. Now, I'm worried as all hell because Earl has had a lot of speaking time in this episode, so I'm very worried that he's going to be dead in the next one. So I guess let's go ahead and talk about death predictions and who is making it through at least this war part. because, okay, we do have sneak peeks, so I'm going to talk about them. If you haven't seen them, click away. Thank you for watching, but click away. So many I'm so sorry, guys. So we see Kelly and Alden in a car with Adam, with tons of walkers around them. I don't know what that means. I don't know if they're going to survive past there, but they are at least going to make it out of this situation and get Adam somehow. Now, other people. We know Eugene, Yumiko, and King Ezekiel go off on a journey, which I'm assuming is Eugene going to meet Stephanie and Princess. Sorry, I'm still very excited for Princess. Now, I'm not sure if we see anybody else at any other time in the teasers. Pretty sure that we see Rosita in a scene that maybe we didn't see in this one. Maybe we did, not sure. I have to go back and rewatch of her like in war with her bat thing. It's not called a bat, can't remember the name, but yeah. I think that Adam, Kelly, Alden, Eugene, King Ezekiel, and Yumiko are the only people we see outside of this battle. Obvious exception, Michonne. She doesn't count. She's in a different episode. She's not in this. Now, seems like she's going to be far too late, unfortunately. And I'm just going to chalk it up that Daryl and Carol are not going to die. So, who does that leave out of here that could die? Because there are going to be some deaths. I'm thinking, I wrote about this in an article, I'm pretty sure Earl is a goner. And I'm going to be very upset and I might cry. Just putting that out there. These hurt so bad to say out loud. Jerry, I don't think he's seen Outside of the War. I don't think Aaron has seen Outside of the War. I need to go back and watch teasers. I am horrified for them, and I feel like Jerry would be the one to go, and I don't want it to happen, not Jerry, of all people. Really, like, I really like most of these characters, and I don't want them to die. There's, like, not a lot of, like, red shirts. Even Earl, I just have a soft spot in my heart for him. I am so scared that everyone is about to die in this next episode. But I mean, I don't see, personally, at the very least, Kelly and Alden and Adam are up on a table, special table of danger somewhere. But Eugene, King Ezekiel, and Yumiko, I do not see them dying or getting hurt now. Because why would you go on a journey with someone bit by a walker? Just my 2 cents. If any one of them were to get bit or scratched or whatever, I would kind of assume that they would want to stay here and like say their goodbyes or something. I don't know. Or maybe they don't have a choice. Maybe they just have to run with what they have. I don't know. But it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Now, I want to think that they're okay for now. I think the character in the most danger right now is Rosita. I think that she is possibly a goner. I think that for sure Father Gabriel or Rosita is going to die. Part of me thinks it's not going to be Rosita because there's been so much talk and speculation and like push towards making us think that Rosita is going to die. I think that they would like pull a switcheroo there. Now, the two deaths, I'm going to talk about the comics a little bit. There has been some, like, comic talk foreshadowing with Father Gabriel that maybe, you know, just a AMC, you know, viewer wouldn't know. Like, all the talk about the Watchtower, I don't know. I don't know about that. Kind of makes me think Father Gabriel. Now, I am going to talk a little bit about the comics. So, if you don't want to know what the comics, click away. Again, thank you for watching. So in this arc, aside from like the war bits, Father Gabriel dies on this infamous watchtower that he referenced in the last episode that I freaked out about. He is climbing or coming down, climbing, can't remember, and trips on the ladder to the watchtower and breaks his leg, and Beta comes swooping by and guts him, and he gets eaten by walkers. So that's a thing. And he is still alive in the show, and an important character of a caliber that I would think could die. So, possible. Now, the other death in this arc that's a huge, massive death in the comics is Andrea. Now, that, to a person that does not read the comics anymore, or has never read the comics, or just watches the show, is kind of like, Andrea? She died in, like, season 2. In the comics, she lasts through nearly the entire, like, life of the comics until, like, the end of this Whisperer arc, and she is accidentally, like, bitten or scratched in the Horde trying to save Eugene, which she does save Eugene, which is a great thing. Really good for the future of the world. But she dies. That is a huge, massive death that I just sobbed over. I'm still not over that. Pretty sure I saw the other day that happened like 3 years ago now, because the comics are released like once a month, or were released like once a month, which, Jesus Christ. I'm going on 20 minutes of talking. I'm so sorry, guys. But that is a huge death. And it also makes me think that we're coming on, like, to the end of the comics now. We have, like, part of the Commonwealth, and then everything stops when we get the last issue. It's very important to say that the only people that survived the comics fully are Sophia and Carl. Both children. Which makes me think it is possible that Carol or Daryl dies as the Andrea death. Now, I know a lot of people would be pissed about that, but to be fair, a lot of people are pissed about Andrea, and it is, in my eyes, way more. It's way more than, like, Carol and Daryl. And I don't mean that as any disrespect, but it's just, like, she was, like, the heart of the comics. She was Rick's woman, his everything, my everything. Carl named his daughter after her, like, everything. So that's why I say, like, it's such a huge caliber death that I could see it happening. And someone, I can't remember who, on Twitter brought it to my attention that the only people that actually survived the entirety of the comics were the kids. So, as far as, like, day one to, like, end, but I guess I should shut up. There you go, there's some predictions, what I think about the episode. I don't know how I'm gonna wait a week. This is gonna be, like, a hellacious week to wait. I think I'm gonna dye my hair during this week, so if I come back with possibly a Friday the 13th tattoo and purple and pink hair, I warned you. But alas, thank you guys so much for watching. I genuinely appreciate it. Thanks for listening to me ramble. If you listened to this entire 20-minute hot mess, I'm gonna go rest my face because it now hurts a lot. And next week, you guys should, or I guess you guys will be watching this on Sunday or Monday, so this coming week, the current week you're seeing this in, I should have other reactions out as well, if nothing comes up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am gonna go jump out a window now. Like I always say, think positive thoughts and send positive vibes. Bye, guys.